These are the richest black neighborhoods in America. Each of these neighborhoods has more 6- and 7-figure black earners than anywhere else in the country. But the question is, why are these neighborhoods so rich? Neighborhood number 1 is Fort Washington, Maryland. This is one of the wealthiest majority black areas in America. Over 75% of households make 6 figures or more. Many here are business owners like Wyvicha and Jarrell. They are millionaire real estate investors who owns the first black-owned business complex in Fort Washington, Maryland. And their real estate company made $64 million in 1 year. You also have Shad, a millionaire boat rental entrepreneur from Fort Washington, Maryland. And he runs the most popular R&B boat party in D.C. Raisha, a Fort Washington realtor, told me many residents work in the federal government or the military. The average home price is $500,000, but a house like this is $3.4 million. Neighborhood number 2 is Olympia Fields, Illinois. Just 45 minutes from Chicago. It's one of the wealthiest black suburbs in the Midwest. About 50% of black households earn 6 figures or more. Here you'll find entrepreneurs like Rick and Karen, owners of the first and only black winery in Illinois. It's called Vintrendi Wine Company. They host wine tastings, events with live music, and make their own wines you can buy. Keisha, an Olympia Fields realtor, told me many residents here work in the medical field or blue-collar industries. An average price of homes is $500,000. Neighborhood number 3 is View Park, California. View Park has one of the highest numbers of wealthy black households in the U.S. 45% earn over $100K, and 23% earns over $200K. Many here are business owners like Greg Doolin, owner of Doolin's on Crenshaw. This is one of the best soul food spots in L.A. And Chef Vinny, owner of Honey's Kettle Fried Chicken, voted the best fried chicken in Los Angeles. Obi, a View Park realtor, told me many residents here are actors, producers, and doctors. The average home price is $1.5 million, and there's houses like this for $2.4 million. Neighborhood number 4 is Baldwin Hills, California, also known as the Black Beverly Hills. Back in the 1950s, this was one of the first neighborhoods in LA where black professionals can buy property. Today, you'll find homeowners like Tanet, a multiple 6-figure earning accountant. The average home price here is $1.5 million. Many residents here work in tech, entertainment, medicine, and engineering. And that's why these are the richest black neighborhoods in America.
Wow. The richest black neighborhoods in America. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rahakodash. I want to give double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. Another spiritual observation, man. You heard it, you saw it, man. For face value, these people that this gentleman was talking about, including himself, they look to be Israelites. Okay. Wow. That's a lot of success, quote unquote, for an Israelite that's supposed to be in captivity. What MFing captivity are these motherfuckers in? All right. And that's a problem that we have right now amongst our people. A lot of them are prospering and succeeding. Guess what? Do you think if they're prospering and quote unquote succeeding in life, that they care anything about coming into fear, taking the low, serving Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, being patient and waiting for the Lord to bless us with that everlasting success? Absolutely not. And we'll bring these precepts out. This stuff sickens me to my core. And it isn't, I'm not a hater. I don't covet. And matter of fact, what the spirit that the Lord has on us right now, none of that looked impressive. The people didn't look impressive. The woman is getting played out right now. Those houses don't look impressive through the spirit. Like, maybe you would have caught me like in the early 2000s. That would have blew my mind. But the Lord, especially now that we're getting ready to really go into Jacob's trouble, the Lord has put a spirit on us not to even care about this crap. None of it looks appealing. Like the houses, they look small for fucking a couple million dollars. Look, you know what I mean? Some of those houses in Baldwin Hills, come on, man. They be charging an arm and a leg for these raggedy ass dog houses that we're living in, man. Glorified apartments, you know what I mean? But that's, the whole point is a lot of our people are prospering, not serving the Lord. And the Lord said to these people, hey, you have your reward. We're waiting on the true reward from the rewarder, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. All right. The people of our nation that have gotten to the bag, whether they get it via entertainment, the government sector, whatever, however they get their money. Come on, man. They're not suffering. All right. And what did the Lord say about suffering? And what did the Lord say about those who suffer with him versus those who don't? We'll bring that right on out. It's disgusting to watch it because you can discern the pride. It doesn't matter what it looked like on the outside. They could look like some of the most meekest, some of the most helpful. This is my community. But come on, man, what did the Lord say do? This has nothing to do with the mission. This has us prospering, getting to the bag has nothing to do with us as a nation. All right. That's not a part of the story. And again, the Lord bless who he want to bless with whatever. The issue is the type of spirit that these individuals have, man. Just like the whole sports shit. The more and more we get closer and closer to Jacob's trouble, the more and more I'm on this sports shit ass, because it's like, I think it's the number one thing that America is obsessed with, especially that damn football. Come on. I was blessed enough to have a father, earthly father that I grew up in the house with. We watch football. I play a little football. Come on, man. I understand it. But come on, man, this is corny, especially when you've been to war. And I've been watching nothing. All right, the Lord, I don't know what's going on with me. Lord, I've been watching nothing but just military stuff, man. Podcasts of old military members that were in that war from Vietnam, the Gulf, Iraq, Afghanistan. Nothing but it. Listening to all the stories of the soldiers. And oh man, once you hear that, or you've been there, or a combination of the two, it puts you in a whole different mindset. So if I want when like if I immediately, and it does, because I watch it on YouTube, I immediately, if I have been watching and listening to these stories, I may be watching TV and just have it in the background playing like that, and then I get my phone and then I just scroll and I see Nick Cannon talking about some bullshit, and then I scroll and then I see so-called black men talking about hip-hop, still talk 50 Cent, just hip-hop shit, just grown-ass men on these podcasts just still talking about this old-ass dead-ass hip-hop shit. You know what I mean? It's over with, bro. And they're just talking about like hip hop news, just obsessed with celebrities and gossip. That's all they talk about on their podcast. Then I see Eve, right, scrolling, and coming again, just immediately hearing the realness of war. And it's important. The Lord is a man of war. War is coming. Then you see football players. Then I hear the stories. Kevin Garnett, right? You hear them on their podcast and they're telling these fucking stories about how it was so hard for them to be so young in the league. Oh, I had to be here at a certain place. Oh, I couldn't go to the cafeteria. I had to sneak certain food in here. Oh, we was playing pranks on each other. And then I hearing the guy that lost 3 dudes. I'm hearing they're talking like dude get hit with an RPG. They're saying that they're covered in blood from head to toe, that it was so much blood, it looked like chum in the bottom of his vehicle when they was cleaning it out, and they had to go right back out there. And I'm just hearing the story. Oh, then they lose another one, then they lose another one, then they lose another one. Then you see these football players. No disrespect to any one of my brothers in this truth that plays football or that likes it. And I know, second in command at the camp here. I mean, he's a pretty decent football player, but he's serving Yahweh Shem Shai. He decided, through the spirit, the hell with them talents, man. I'ma serve the Lord. You know what I mean? Call out Yahweh Shem Shai for every brother that received the message, man. All right, but immediately you see these game playing niggas, and then I'm hearing the dude that was in Iraq say, "Yeah, well, we're preparing for battle. We're, like the big game, but the difference is we don't play fucking games. It doesn't matter how big, strong these guys are. At the end of the day, you motherfuckers are playing the game, and you better wake the fuck up to what's really happening. I'm too old, all right, and too wise through the spirit, all right, to care about this shit. I don't care. I don't want to. I'm putting curses out. I'm sick of it because, and the reason why isn't because I'm hating on football. It's because through the spirit, I understand what this is all about, and I know my brothers out there don't serve Yahweh Hashem Shah. You still hear them, calling upon idols if they do even have any type of spirituality to themselves. But the point, they're prospering. They got all the women. They have families. The ability to be with those families, even though they're traveling. I'm not saying everyone is stupid, stinking rich in the fucking NFL, but for damn sure, I know at the most base player, at all the taxes and shit, and all, everything is taken out, I know they're making more money than the average fucking Israelite that working a damn 9 to 5. Again, what captivity is you in, nigga? You ain't in no motherfucking captivity. That's the answer. You know what I'm saying? You have your reward. This is Matthew 6 and verse 2. Therefore, when thou doest thine alms, do not sound a trumpet before thee, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues, in the streets, that they may have glory of men. Here's the point. Verily, I say to you, they have their reward. And that's kind of going into it, the Lord is going into, when we're actually doing these spiritual things, fasting, praying, we're not supposed to be, gloating when we're being charitable. You see that with our people a lot. Oh, I'm going to give, but let me get this camera and show everybody I'm giving. Start seeing the shit from like the early 2000s, man. Backpack giveaways. Even Nino Brown with that movie, New Jack City. He was out there giving out Thanksgiving, Slovakia, giving out turkeys, for that pagan ass holiday or whatever. That's how they do. But again, they have their reward, man. All right. It will go down to Verse 5, and when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. That's the whole point. Verily, I say unto you, guess what? They have their reward. So, yeah, they may not be like doing spiritual things, but it's still the imagery of success, not captivity, not suffering. All right. And we're going to get a couple precepts about that to make sure that you have the correct understanding of how to go about this. Got to take the low. We're not going to sugarcoat it. You got to sacrifice. All right. If what the Lord say about a rich man entering into the kingdom of heaven, study to show yourself approved, right? You should know what the Lord says about that. And these people are quote unquote rich in our captivity. These motherfuckers are living better than some of the Edomites. A lot of our people. I mean, that's a that's a sign of Esau's kingdom declining, but that's a whole nother lesson, right? And then I bring this out in verse 16. Moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites of a sad countenance, for they disfigure their faces, that they may appear unto men to fast. Guess what? Verily, I say unto you, they have their reward. You have your reward. You wanted everybody to see your success. You were successful. You got to the bag, Fortune 5, whatever the hell that shit is, 401k, whatever, all this shit. Military, you made it to be a colonel, sergeant major, all that shit. They're prideful too. A lot of so-called black and brown people that be in the military, they get, high-ranking positions. They're out their freaking minds, man. They're walking on clouds, man. I'm serious, man. That money, any type of positions of authority that could cause a person that isn't grounded in reality to become very puffed up. And that's how our people are. And the Lord getting ready to right? And I can't wait. See, we've been, talking about kind of the dregs of our nation a lot, Keisha, and we see Keisha talking all this shit about these food stands. But what about these rich people, kind of skating under the radar? Yeah, the Lord finna get y'all ass too, man. The Lord, and the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Yeah, Keisha and them, us first and foremost taking the low. We're more prepared, to go without, whatever it is, Wi-Fi, food for a little bit, water, all right, companionship, sex, whatever it is, we're prepared because the Lord has prepared us. Your ass rich and famous and shit, you're not prepared for this. You're not prepared at all, and we're gonna see that, and we're gonna glory in it. We're, what I mean, I got some, some praise to give Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. When this thing actually manifests in real time, and we see the downfall of our enemies, we see this wicked ass woman and her haughtiness brought down low. We see the downfall of Esau, Edom, all right, in his kingdom, and the counterparts thereof, and the rest of the, oh man, then brother, oh man, we got to get these nations right. All these weird nations, just all the nation of Ham, so-called Africa. I've seen a brother, and I've seen like how they rock over there in certain parts of Africa. But the whole lip plate thing, man, he just did a video and just how I don't know, maybe I was just in a certain spirit, but it looks so much more disgusting. The lip plate, you know what I'm talking about? Those Hamites over there have these customs and things, which the Lord told us not to participate in those type of customs of the heathens. But yeah, they're sticking this fucking plate in their lip, and it's disgusting, bro. It's disgusting. We gotta get the hell out of here is what I'm saying. That's the point. We gotta get the hell out of here in a way, above. We need to get above. We need to rise above these other nations, man, instead of, taking on their bullshit. We were supposed to be set apart, peculiar, above these nations, but we ended up being just like them, in some cases worse. But that's what this great tribulation It's for the Lord is getting ready to put things back in order. And how is he going to do that? First and foremost, he got a great humbling. A great humbling is getting ready to come upon the entire earth. It ain't just going to be trouble for Jacob, the Israelite. Everybody finna feel it, bro. Everybody's finna feel it. It's finna get crazy. And you could just, if you just take a breather and just observe, and you'll see people are changing, man. People have changed. Who knows what the fuck it is? It could be this Wi-Fi. It could be that juice, a combination of all that stuff, the poison, the spirit that the Lord has upon the earth. People are different. They're weird. And you can tell if you're spiritual, they're ready to crack. All right. They didn't fully recover from the pandemic, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Or gentlemen and ladies in that order. All right. They didn't recover from it. America didn't fully recover from that shit, so they're still wounded. That the Lord 9/11, that was a great wound. You know what I mean? That the Lord gave this place, and they still trying to move, and then hit them again, right? Babylon the Great just keep hitting them and hitting them, or at least the inhabitants thereof hitting you. All right, and you're faking the funk, pretending, and you kind of see the spirit shifting in these pretenders. All right, oh, we need to do something. We need to, take this serious now. This is serious now. We need to pray, and folks are starting to get scared because it's now becoming a reality. And the Lord gonna come as a thief in the night. Trust me, you ain't gonna see it coming all the way. If you don't see it now, they're not gonna see it coming when it fully hits, bro. You know what I mean? Thus saith Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua coming as a thief. All right, and that is his second coming, but it's also the events preceding his second coming. If you're not watching, you're not gonna see it coming. All right. I'm gonna head on to the book of Luke. Luke 14 and 26. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. Oh, that's a tough pill to swallow if you ain't really about that life through the spirit, so to say. If the Lord is not dealing with you, all right, you're not going to be able to accept this. You're not going to be able to forsake, your mother, your father, because they want to remain in idolatry, or just, the Lord may have not chosen them. You got to keep it pushing. All right. And you cannot be one of the Lord's if you, quote unquote, not hate these things, man, especially if they're not, close to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. And whosoever doeth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. You got to take up your own cross, man. You have to endure, the chastening of the Lord. For which of you intended to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he has sufficient to finish it? That's right, man. Wow. That's wow. My first time kind of reading, some of these. Verse 33 though. So likewise, whosoever he be of you that forsaketh not all that he hath, he cannot be my disciple. Are those people that we saw in those videos? And that was just a couple of Israelites, man. A lot of our people are getting to the bad. We just live in such a environment. We don't even know. We don't live. So I don't know where brother live at, but we don't live in the nice places, the chief places of these cities, man. We barely making it too. You know what I'm saying? We don't live. I'm from Georgia. You're familiar with Atlanta. We don't live in Buckhead, man. You know what I mean? Shit, that's where the rich folk live at. Baldwin Hills. I remember that show back in the day, and it was black people. And that was what, the early 2000s. You see, yeah, people been in Baldwin Hills, and I remember seeing a documentary on that place in Maryland. And then a while back, I remember hearing about the Black Wall Street. And nigga, what captivity is y'all in? Is all I'm saying. That's the point. All right. And the Lord is telling you, hey, if you don't forsake these things, all right, you cannot be his. The Lord suffered, man. All right. Lowly. And so much so, and the Lord still has not got his full glory from these people, man. He's going to get his respect. He's going to get his reverence, man. It hasn't happened yet. Every eye hasn't bowed, every eye hasn't seen, and every knee hasn't bowed, before Malak Yahweh Shai. It's coming though. These people don't know nothing about the Lord, but they got all these benefits. coming in. All and the Lord came in on a donkey. These motherfuckers got multiple homeless. Right now, a place to to rest his head. These motherfuckers got multiple mansions, and that ain't shit to be compared to the kingdom or what real rich people have. But those little dog houses that they're calling mansions, all right, they have them multiple places. If they're rich enough, hell, the ability if a storm comes, guess what? They can hop in a jet and be away from the storm, dodge it. That's the type of power that comes with money. Sad to say, you know what I mean. But the Lord, hey, He gonna put a stop to that. But that's why they're puffed up. But the whole point being, you can't be a part of this, and you're not gonna I'm talking as soon as you see the glory, the reward of the saints, oh man, everything, you will know in that moment how dung all this shit was, a relationship. And I mean any type of relationship, man, woman, child, parent, all these botched ass relationships, it's dung. And I'm starting to really see that through the spirit as we get closer. Who cares? There's like, brother, I was in the spirit with the brother when he was doing his video, because he was saying what I was thinking, what I've been saying in my head, how this has gotten played out. The woman, she's not even that desirable no more. Sure, you'll see a sister out there that'll catch your eye, and that'll really catch your eye, something that you really like you would draw up yourself. But once you start to assessing that spirit, man, F this, man. This is corny. This shit that, y'all already burnt out. You know what I mean? Chewed up. You know what I mean? You got attitudes. You can't be taught. You're what they call, you're ungovernable. And that's really what a lot of our people are as it relates to serving the Lord. They're ungovernable. They can't be ungoverned. And there's an order to this thing of ours, ladies and gentlemen, or gentlemen and ladies in that order. Right? There's an order to it. And a lot of our people just can't hack it. At the end of the day, we're tired of sugarcoating it through the spirit. You guys are weak. All right. You think you're strong. You may be strong economically. You may be strong physically. But what type of warfare did the Lord say that this was? Spiritual. You guys not really spiritual as you claim. All right. You so-called Christians and all that shit that you're involved in, Jake. You're weak. All right. You're not strong spiritually. And it's going to cost you dearly. You're a liability at this point, and we're going to see the full strength of that liability here pretty soon during Jacob's trouble. All right, moving along to our women, man, and you guys too. Just the spirit of anybody coming in this, man. That's what we gotta say. Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, ye women and ye men, all right, and ye children, and ye other nations that are at ease. This place has been at ease, man. And how? Really? Let the way things, well, it's the truth, man, because of the labor and the bravery of men, the labor of mostly men that built the infrastructure, and the bravery of the men that fought the wars to keep Babylon on top, as they say, as being one of the most lethal fighting forces on the planet. Those days are coming coming to naught. Yeah, I mean, they don't even have the numbers to fight no real war, which is really the only reason they ain't really not deploying people like that to these places. They don't have the numbers yet. But yeah, rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled. You're about to be troubled, man. Ye careless women. And it goes for anybody that's coming in that don't care what's going on spirit. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins, man. That's what's about to happen. All the goodies of Babylon the Great is about to be stripped from you, especially, specifically the woman. You're the one that indulges in this shit more than anybody, more than the children. Children are subject to doing what their parents tell them to do. A grown woman can kind of quote unquote do what she wants to do. All right, so she's really the most terrible creature really on earth right now. And a lot of them come from our nation, man. But the whole point is you need to tremble, for you motherfuckers that are at ease, man. You've been at ease, all right? And verse 12, all right? They shall lament, all right? Cry, mourn, for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine, man. They're going to, all those, again, government assistance. They're crying now. They're lamenting. They're fronting, all right? Our women are fronting, and they, instead of coming in the spirit of meekness and crying out, Eva get on there talking her shit. Like she's fronting though. You're not fooling wise men, sister. That sister, if y'all brothers seen that came up because it's going viral, that had the rant about she's gonna steal if her food stamps get cut off. You're not fooling us, Eve. You a scared ass little girl by yourself and you scared you're gonna starve to death. So you'll get out here instead of again coming in a meek spirit, being like, oh, this is fucked up, how could they do? I'd rather you come in that spirit. You should know what's going on. But come on, man, that's your solution to go against the Lord even more. Oh, this is happening. Guess what? I'm gonna go against the Lord even more. Now I'm just steal. And then she mentioned killing too. And you ain't gonna sugarcoat it. She said you gonna catch it if you try to stop her. Go ahead and get in my way and you're gonna catch it. Basically is what she said, man. That's the spirit of our people. They hide fear behind anger and aggression, especially the woman. You a scared little girl. I don't care nothing about all that harsh speech, all that cool talk. I'ma do this, that. Jet 2 holiday. You gonna think a Jet 2 holiday hit you what she said? Like, shout the shit the hell up. You not scaring nobody. Like you, man, please. You who let me, you know what I mean? You ain't did shit out here. You just capping. You just talking. And that's a lot of our women are good at that, man. Just talking. They're great at it, actually. They're actually subject matter experts at talking shit and coming in that haughty ass spirit, man. Again, they're just scared ass little girls. And guess what? Yahweh Bahashemah Shah is going to fully expose that eventually as the days progress and you can't feed yourself and you're in dire straits and it's scary outside. You're not going to come in that spirit of anger through Jacob's trouble to enter. You're not going to have the energy to. I think there's some women that's gonna rock out all the way and be masculine all the fucking way on their deathbed, still saying "fuck you, nigga." I do believe that, but the Lord got something for it. I can't sit here and describe to you the type of pain that the Lord's gonna have you going through if you make it to the lake of fire. Made it all the way just to get burnt up. Thought you was good. This is gonna be terrible, man. Whole point though, a lot of our people are at ease. That's the whole point of the epistle. A lot of our people are prospering. They're not coming and they're not going to receive the reward from Yahweh Bahashim Shah. You think it's a game now because they can't see it. All right, they can only see what's in front of them. And what is faith? Substance and hope and those things that we can't see. We can't even see the Lord, but we believe through that faith that the Lord blessed us with. We believe if we do these things, that the Lord's going to protect us and there's going to be a reward. That hell, we're taking a low now, but the goal isn't, but it's going to come with it. The goal eventually is going to be to stun on you. It's going to be a stun on these nations. It's going to be stunting on the 2/3. We're going to look better than you in the kingdom. That's very important. You have to set your sights higher and look at that. And what the Lord say, hey, don't let nobody take that crown, man. Take the low. And the Lord is not a man that he shall lie. 100-fold is what the Lord said. If you do sacrifice and serve him these things, your child, your wife, your husband, well, your wife, you know, career opportunities, man. We all probably had opportunities. It may, even if it was going the straight wicked route to earn or acquire some money. I mean, at this base, I guess at any time we could all get a sword and try to like set it off. I guess we could try to set it off and get money. So I guess the opportunity is always there to get money for Jake, but you might as well take the low. And for you Israelites that ain't balling, ain't a so-called millionaire, how much more is yo barely making it ass need to be serving Yahweh Hashem Shah? They kind of got an excuse. I could understand that. It's gonna cost them dearly, but being a truthful man, I can understand that. If you're not spiritual, sure. Why would you want to serve the Lord if you're prospering and the way that you're doing things seem to be working out for you? All right, you having orgies, you know what I mean? You and your business partners in Atlanta, because that's type shit they be going on, and nothing really happens to you. You probably think that this is okay. Obviously, the Lord is not, obviously there's no Lord. It's probably how you're thinking. If I can indulge in these orgies, still be successful, make all this money, or I could be a Sodom. And a lot of Sodomites, man, be prospering too, man. They be having money, They be prospering, dog. All different these positions of power. Some of these, it's just ridiculous. We got